On this edition, but let's get you started with a super exclusive scoop that we have for you, and this further exposes Pakistan and its hypocrisy, how they've been trying to foment trouble in Jammu and Kashmir. They're trying to fish in what they think is troubled waters, but now do not have the bandwidth or do not have the means to take this forward. What we're now learning is that the ISI is now disowning Kashmiri youths that they once had recruited to work for them. Innocent Kashmiris that were being used by the ISI, by the Pakistani establishment to try and foment trouble here in Jammu and Kashmir are now being disowned is what we're learning. An exclusive video has been accessed by your channel. This exposes the hypocrisy of Pakistan and its military establishment. You can see this youth in this particular video talking about how he had joined terror ranks back in 2005. He remained active there, had exfiltrated to POK in the same year, but now is running pillar to post, wants to come back to India because Pakistan and its military establishment is not doing much for them. Abhishek, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Abhishek, what more can you tell us? What have you gathered from your intelligence sources?
Well, this is the story of how many Kashmiri youths were brainwashed and taken back to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. They were trained about anti-India activities, and some of them were trained as in military combat also, what India has suffered for a very long time in terms of cross-border terrorism. So now, with the realization of the life, these youths are coming back to terms with what wrong they have been doing and how wrong they were made by the Pakistani officials. This person typically is a Kashmiri. He crossed over to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. He married a Pakistani girl. He was trained in anti-India activities. But now, when ISI and other agencies have laid him down, he is running from pillar to post, trying to get back to India. He's also requested and he's seeking pardon from the present government and leave his life in India.
We're given to understand, Abhishek, that he's making several attempts now seeking a pardon from the Indian establishment.
Well, he is trying to reach out to Indian establishment. Of course, I mean, there's a very technical issue, and on the grounds of having been involved in anti-India activities and having been living in Pakistan for such a long period of time, a pardon doesn't seem an immediate possibility, but that kind of reflects the plight of several Kashmiri youth who, in the name of independence or other lure, they went and crossed over to the Pakistani side, and they were trained in anti-India activities, and after years of fighting these battle of useless battle, now they are realizing these terms, but they have lost a very precious time of their youth, and now they are rendered useless by the Pakistani agencies, and they actually have no home left, because back home the Indian government is not accepting them. Back in Pakistan, they are now left as a useless community, because now the agencies in Pakistan, they do not know how to use these Kashmiris, especially after them realizing that they have been fighting a fake battle against their own homeland.
Do stay on with us. Let's actually listen into that video that we've accessed here on CNN News 18.
मैं देता हूँ। इतने पैसे मिल गए आपको? नहीं 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 पैसों को बस पैसे के लिए रो रहे हो? नहीं 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 मैं देता हूँ किराया भाई। उनको भूखा रहने दो, मगर देखेंगे। अच्छा उठना, अच्छा उठना यार, बस छोड़ उठा, आजा उठो 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 उठो, बस 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 अच्छा उठना, बस छोड़।
Major General SP Sinha joining us on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. You know, this video that we've accessed here on CNN News 18 is just one such story of how Pakistan tries to lure these youth that they think are helpless, give them the lure of money, give them the lure of a better life, only to leave them destitute like this. But does this come as a surprise?
No, it doesn't come as a surprise to me, because I feel pity on these young boys and young girls who are trapped, who are trapped by Pakistani ISI, and they allow themselves to be trapped. If they have not understood, the youth and the citizens of Jammu and Kashmir have not understood that for their grief, for devastation, for their misery, Pakistan and ISI and Pakistan Army is responsible. If they have not understood, then I can only pity them. I feel sorry for them. Don't they know that Pakistan can never be loyal to India? Don't they know that since 47 they have been trying to aim at converting India into Ghazwa Hind and making it to an Islamic state. What was the condition of Muslims before 1947? Maharaja Hari Singh was there, everything was going fine. After that also, till 370 was revoked, things were from 1947 to removal of 370, things were absolutely bad. For all the arson, loot, danga, Pakistan is responsible. And they use them as a tool, as a mole. And they fall into the trap of Pakistanis. The question is that the administration has to educate, the mullahs have to educate, the parents have to educate their children that never fall into the trap of Pakistan. They'll ruin you. And this is just an example. And you should, for 2-3 days, I think you should continue to cover this story, so that the message goes down the line to every youth of Jammu and Kashmir. So they should be careful. And at administrative level also, these boys have to be educated. They have to be de-radicalized. But the problem is there are OGWs, overground workers, sleeper cells, who help this Pakistani ISI, who help the terrorists, who provide living facility, food, and these terrorists, they misbehave with their so that also they tolerate in the name of Allah. So I think this is a pity. There has to be a total mindset has to be changed, and that education process can be done by mullahs, parents, education institutions, administration.
Right.
Then only things can come under control. Otherwise, this is just one example.
Absolutely, that de-radicalization is very, very important, and unfortunately there are many more like this person who are languishing there, wanting to return. For the moment, Major General Sinha, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Former diplomat J.K. Tripathi also joining us here on this broadcast. So there are many people like this, many youth like this who now want to come back to India. They are seeking a pardon from the Indian establishment. In your opinion, is there a strategy that should be employed, could be employed to make sure that happens, or is it going to be a double-edged sword?
Hello.
Mr. Tripathi, can you hear me?
Hello. Can you repeat it?
Mr. Tripathi, I was asking you, we have these videos coming in of these youth who are lured into Kashmir, who are lured into Pakistan, now wanting to return to Kashmir, wanting to return to India. They're seeking pardon from the establishment here in India. Do you think that's a possible situation, that's a possible solution?
You see, first of all, we'll have to debrief him, or first of all, we'll have to make sure, we'll have to ensure whether this person is still in ISI, or it is a ploy from ISI to infiltrate one of its operatives in India again. So we'll have to first interrogate and first ensure that he is the genuine Kashmiri person and he is genuinely repenting his association with ISI or Hizbul Mujahideen. Only after this has been ascertained, only after that he could be taken into the country. That is what